Welcome back, everybody. Dren608 plays. We're playing Rogue Trader here by Owlcat Games. We left off the last time. We had just gotten ourselves up here after a big battle at a funeral. We gave the stuff to the granddaughter, and there's a very nasty chaplain who's going to take care of her and make sure that she stays good, and we got 4 points on our trade value, or whatever it's called. So, we're just going to run back to our ship. I don't seem to be able to get down to that one place where I tried to
Is there money to be made?
to try and see what was going on the bottom part of Footfall, so I guess I have to like leave and come back. Oh, excuse me. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go out here and see if we can figure out what's going on in the world. I don't know, if I fly away and come back, will it be available? Alright, let's just... Is there anybody I need to talk to? Oh, I have to talk to Argenta. I have to go talk to Argenta, that's right. That was in my journal that I have to talk to Argenta. Where are you, girl? Alright, we had to talk to Argenta about something.
Greetings.
It's your fast to explain the strange words of that cultist on Footfall. What kind of gift do you think I should give Jay? What kind of gift do you think I should give Jay?
If you want to do her good, give her a dose of conscience and a fear of the Emperor. That is what she truly needs. But if you want to please her, give her some meaningless jewelry, expensive and shiny. Such baubles wield magical power over hearts like hers.
Okay. So you don't like me?
Yes, I'm ready. I would ask only one thing of you, Rogue Trader. If I may, I would like to see the chamber of the sacred warrant and kneel before the relic touched by the Emperor himself. A difficult conversation lies ahead of us, and I wish to pray by the relic before I lay my soul bare.
Okay. We're gonna go down by the relic. What the hell? First attacks are harder to dodge, okay. Jenna drops to her knees, her hands making the sign of the Aquila. Her eyes are locked on the sweeping signature on the warrant, a seemingly mundane thing, merely a flourish on a piece of paper. Thus one knows whose hand left that mark and whose blood is on that paper. Well, technically it's not, but let's not go there. If thou seest a flaw in me, smite me. If thou knowest a fall of mine, burn me. With flames of fury and righteousness. If thou seest a light in me, grace me. If thou hearest this plea of mine, bless me. With wrath of fury and righteousness. Argenta's voice is sonorous as if made for singing hymns and prayers. Right now she cannot seem to catch her breath, so overwhelming with emotion is she. For I breathe by the will of thine, for I live by the law of thine, I carry thy word, O Emperor. I bring solace to the servants of thine, and ruin to the foes of thine, a fate of terror and righteousness. Upon finishing, she closes her eyes and remains silent for a long time with her head raised high. Slowly, like the first licks of flame in a campfire, a smile blossoms on her lips. When Argenta finally opens her eyes, they are alight with uncanny resolution. Rogue Trader, we need to talk, or rather, I need to tell you something. The truth about how I ended up on Theodora von Valencius' ship, and about the cultists we encountered on Footfall. I'm not going to accuse her of lying. I'm listening. I couldn't trust you before. I'll tell you my story and you'll see why. She pauses. I'll start at the beginning. It's easier to piece everything together that way. Upon arriving in the Expanse and on Footfall, I found no purpose here, only torment. I wasn't needed. The reliquary had been assigned to safeguard was already well protected by Reverend Koronus' mission, and no one was even trying to defile it. For all its lawlessness, Footfall respects the worship of the Emperor. Okay. That was when Lady Theodora, head of your dynasty, appeared. She became an agent of divine will in a way. Argenta falters, searching for the words. It was from her that I learned about a planet recently discovered by our scouts, Salus Prime. For a rogue trader, the planet was of little interest, a feral world away from the convenient warp routes. But for me, learning about its existence was a revelation. Yes, now the planet is yours, we're right, but it's not as simple as that. The warp route leading to it was lost. I'll explain in due time. May I continue? Yes. Description of Salus Prime was familiar to me. It seemed very similar to a world from an ancient legend. The legend of Saint Argenta and her ship. The voice grows reverent. Argenta, the living saint, she is my patroness. The order named me after her. She died millennia ago when the heretics caused her ship to fall from the skies. But even those blasphemers cannot touch Argenta's ashes or a holy relic, the One Star. For the fallen ship, which now served as a resting place for the saint's remains, would only allow the truly righteous to enter. All others would meet their death. Imagine what I felt when this flash of insight came upon me. The world where Saint Argenta's ship fell was merely a vague legend. No one knew its actual whereabouts. And suddenly, I myself, named after the saint, came across this information. I realized at that moment that it was a portent, that I must journey to the planet and find the ship. So I asked Reverend Hieronymus to let me go for a time on a personal pilgrimage. I boarded Theodora's ship and demanded passage to the newly discovered planet Salus Prime. Why did you keep it from Reverend Hieronymus? I couldn't just come out and tell him. It was a portent revealed to me personally, can't you see? I told Reverend Hieronymus the honest truth, that I was going on a personal pilgrimage to embolden my spirit. It really was a pilgrimage. It was as if Saint Argenta herself had shown me the way, commanding me to undertake this trial. If I had found the ship and set foot on its decks, if I had laid my hand on her remains and the relic, it would have been a sign that I truly had been blessed with her saint's favor. We're driven by hubris, Argenta. It is as if you wanted to keep your discovery all to yourself. Your destiny for your place in the world is a special matter, a personal one. You either succeeded or you don't. That was irresponsible of you. If you had gotten yourself killed on the planet, no one would have learned about its existence, and the only holy relic would have been lost. If the only one who realized what you were dealing with once the planet had been described to you, then this secret was yours and no one else's, as is the decision of what to do about it. I think I'll go to... I thought I had been called that finding the ship was my destiny. My place in the world? Perhaps. Perhaps there is something to that. Called the One Star. What is it? Apologies, I got goats carried. I got to explain. One Star is the relic kept by Saint Argenta. It belonged to the Order Pronatus, which we attach particular significance to holy relics. One Star is one of the lost relics of the past, so mysterious that no one even knows what it is exactly. Argenta's hagiography at times calls it a banner or a set of armor or a blessed chainsword. One thing is certain, it was a beacon of righteousness, and it was lost with Argenta's death. She was thrilled with this prospect. Lent her assistance. It was her intention to visit the newly discovered world, and she took me with her. What happened next? Defeat, says Fiddly. The ship's augurs failed to detect anything of note during orbital scanning. I was expecting this, though. According to the legend, the ship can conceal itself from the naked eye, and only a pilgrim guided by a pure heart can find it. What I didn't expect was an ambush waiting for us on the planet. I landed there with a small unit provided by Theodora. I know Saint Argenta's hagiography by heart. I know all the legends about her. I followed their obscure clues. Descriptions of mountains and rivers from millennia-old tales, and I was certain that I had found the way to the ship. And that's when we were attacked. The words we heard in the heretic shrine on Footfall, something about ways, doors, please, addressed to some lord, the edge of daybreak. They were the same words as those spoken by the occultist who attacked us on Salus Prime. My whole unit perished, all those honest, brave people I had led to search for the relic. It was only by a miracle that I didn't perish along with them. No, it was the authors. Sorry, it was the authors. Owlcat didn't want you to die there. I didn't connect these events at first. The cultists on Footfall, the cultists on Sal's Prime. The cultists attacking the ship, and Conrad's betrayal. What if these are all links in the same chain? What if they've long since infiltrated the ranks of the Von Valencia's servants? What if I led those heretics to the sacred planet with my search? Thanks, by then they would have found the planet even without you going there. You might have all the answers. Conrad escaped. Oh yes, and I sincerely hope we will meet him again. That serpent needs to answer a few questions before he's plunged into cleansing flame. No need to blame yourself if the heretics really wormed their way gone there. I doubt it. No one except me was particularly interested in the planet. Conrad, on the other hand, he sympathized with me when I first came aboard. He helped arrange an audience with Idira and supported me in the effort to visit the planet. Never told me why I wanted to go there, but I imagine that Vulture must have figured out that it was something important, something related to the holy faith of the Imperium, and that could delight a heretic more than defiling a relic. So how did you manage to escape? Theodoria's people received the distress call, came to my rescue, and brought me aboard the ship. I barely remember what happened when they arrived. I was already severely wounded, fighting back with whatever remained of my strength. I think I shouted that we had to go after them. They didn't listen. They took me to the shuttle and pulled out. After that, it's all blackness. When I came to, we were already in the middle of a warp jump. Theodora had urgent matters to take care of, and she decided that she could clear out the planet at a later time. And that's why you didn't trust me before, correct? Yes, Rogue Trader. Saw with my own eyes how a member of your family showed his true colors as a servant of the Argenta. I had already suffered a humiliating defeat at the hands of cultists and was afraid of another betrayal. I couldn't be forthright with you, so I studied you, looking for seeds of corruption, or the light of righteousness. And what did you find? A man who stood shoulder to shoulder with me and helped eradicate the cultists on Footfall. A pleasant evening spent in the company of friends rather than a bloody battle. Although my opinion of you started to change even before then, back when you agreed to talk to the orphans at my request. A leader who's willing to honor those who laid down their lives for them and take care of their children is a leader who inspires trust. And the way you acted at that moment... You remember? There was a young man whose grief and confusion had driven him to insolence. Yep. You found the words that could comfort him. You didn't punish him. Didn't scare him without show of austerity. You even admitted that you are not all-powerful. It surprised me. I even saw it as weakness at first, but after giving it some thought, I saw the wisdom in it. The way you openly addressed the thoughtless boy does you credit, Rogue Trader. So just to clarify, you were wounded, so never found St. Argenta's ship, is that right? Yes, I rushed to Theodora the moment I could walk again, and I insisted on going back to Sal's Prime to defend the relic from the heretics. But I was told that the warp had destroyed the old route to the planet, and that plotting a new one would take a great deal of time and effort, as if there could be anything more important than protecting the faith and hunting down servants of the archenemy! In any event, the route was lost, and all knowledge of it died the attack on the ship along with the old navigator. But now we have a new lead, the data that we collected in the cultist shrine on Footfall. I don't care that the reprobate we executed said. There must be a way to track them down. Tell me, Rogue Trader, will you help me in this undertaking? Will you help me find this great relic and return it to the people of the Imperium? Ah! If the accursed Final Dawn is evolved again, it's my duty to help you, and the cult must be reduced to ashes throughout the entire Koronus Expanse. Searching for ancient ships and relics is an exciting prospect. Of course I'll help you. If it's important to you, I will help. There's nothing I wouldn't do to reclaim a sacred object for people. If it's important to you, I will help. Something places around her shoulders. So be it, Rogue Trader. I stand here before the warrant, the embodiment of the Emperor's will marked by his own hand. I vow that I will not relent until the holy relic has been returned to the heretics punished. And may the light be with us both on this path. Okay. Enough? Can we get back to doing what I was trying to do? Well, there was a good 10-minute excursion that I didn't expect. Sorry if my voice is getting a little hoarse. I'm doing an awful lot of reading in this game. It's one of the things that, something like that, that's set piece. It'd be nice if you could, afford to have someone read that for you all the time. Okay, I'm back here. There was something I need to go do at the Cogitator. The Cogitator, which is over here. I have to do something at the Cogitator. Right, in the journal? Secrets of the quest. Gava, Kranek. Well, I did want to go there in person, but you wouldn't let me. You guys didn't give me that choice. Epsilon. I need to find these places. So she said give her jewelry. I should probably talk to other people. Classified information, here it is. I'm sure they can be decrypted to cover databank. Okay. So let's go play with the Cogitator. IH-630. The reflections of the bridge lights are playing on the unlit vid screens of the Cogitator. Next to the machine stands a hunched tech priest who bows as you approach, his body nearly folding in half. Lord Captain, the machine spirit of this mechanism slumbers. Should you wish to awaken it, use the key of your blood. Who are you and what is your purpose here? My designation is IH-630. The place is only mechanoid and machine beside him. Venerated Insincere Prime has entrusted this sacred mechanism to my care. It is now my duty to assist the rogue trader's understanding of the hallowed code. What is this blood key I'm supposed to use? Key you seek is the dynastic blood that runs in your veins. It is the only way to arouse the Cogitator's machine spirit. When you are ready to do so, place your hand into the mouth of the Guardian Servitor and blessed control panel. Oh, it's gonna just vampire machines. Sort of shows around your hand with a screeching clack. You feel the cold metal pierce your skin and draw blood. Bit screens in front of you flicker restlessly, filling with numerical combinations. Tech priest by the Cogitator nods curtly. The sacred mechanism is awake and ready to serve. Receive your request, Lord Captain. Ship was able to start her warp engine? Spends hours pursuing the quest for knowledge in the hopes of comprehending the nature of said miracle. May the omniscience grace guide him on his journey. Okay. Alright, the system. There is no doubt that it was a miracle sent by the Omnissiah. It's a manifestation of his will, yet the Engineer Prime managed to perceive some logical connection with this within streams of data. I am not privy to this connection, but the Engineer Prime will surely share this newly discovered knowledge with you in a detailed report. No, you won't. The system has encrypted data stored inside. I wish to know its contents. Without another word, the tech priest turns to the Cogitator. He raises his hands, and a prayer of the inherent code pours out of his Vox device. The servo motors in the bowels of the machine grow louder. Its undulating hum responds to his chant. Numerical combinations run down the screen. Okay. Scanning 000.0 ... Scanning 000.5 ... Scanning 000.9 ... Cess.error.reg 789.034 Rest init ident 10256 NOM OS operating rest off NOM OS operating repro NOM OS operating respect off. Machine Spirit has discovered numerous critical errors. The data is damaged. Stops abruptly and the green flow of his visor narrows. Registering an intact segment, the Machine Spirit has spoken. The worlds of Kiava, Gamma, and Dargonis hold certain data repositories. The mechanism is ready to provide the Rogue Trader with data keys that can unlock said repositories. What data repositories? That remains hidden. The encrypted data bank belonged to the esteemed Fedora von Valancius. She was the only one who could have known about these repositories. Perhaps the former Engineer Prime could have known. Omnissiah accept his code. If it were to propose a hypothesis, it would be most prudent of a figure as eminent as a rogue trader to store classified data in receptacles most secure. Know more about the caches? The screens flicker rapidly. Input. Imcomp. NOM OS. Stat check init. NOM OS reset. Rest init. If they start down on the covenant, the Omnissiah favors you. The Machine Spirit is willing to commence the calculation procedure and could restore the lost data. Tech user, restore the data on Dargonis. Tech user, see the machine hums louder until its sounding crackle, then sounds stop. A moving numerical combination lights up on the screen. The tech priest's synthesized voice sounds almost concerned. The data has been restored, but it is only a single phrase. Litanies to the motive force. That is all the sacred metals is able to salvage. Litanies of the motive force. Okay. Litanies of the motive force. Succeeded. Machine clicks obsessively. Eventually, a numerical code appears on the screen. Tech priest turns to you. So, Omnicized Deeds. The repository on Kevakama has a security system guarding it. Machine Parrot has recovered a code that will allow you to disable the defenses. Okay. How do I accept these keys? Cogitator screen blinks. Input non-others rat ran X. Whole bunch of nonsense. Gracious Missionary is willing to transfer the data keys to the head of the House Valencius by means of an electu. The hypodermic tattoo augment. If you are ready to accept the keys, place your hand inside the servitor's mouth. It's already there! And it has pierced your wrist, but the sharp pain only lasts a moment. The electu has been implanted inside your wrist. Should be enough to open the repository doors. Okay. And just leave. Okay, I got some stuff to let me get into places. Alright, cool. Should I go talk to these people? Let's go talk to Abelard. Where's Abelard? Let's see. I'm gonna talk to everybody about gifts.
Words cannot describe how boring the bridge is without our stimulating conversations.
Close the chapter on a conversation.
I know very little about how ordinary couples come together. The books I have read always skirted around that side of life, keeping silent on the matter. A heartfelt poem, perhaps? I'm not sure Jai enjoys poetry, though.
Should
I am a part of House Orselio, an ancient dynasty of the Navis nobility. Since time immemorial, our family has served to advance knowledge, pushing at the boundaries of the dark unknown. The Starway Atlas contains 2,843 routes that chart the sectors of the Segmentum Obscurus and reach all the way from the Koronus Expanse to Holy Terror. And uniting the Imperium's thousands of worlds. House Orselio is bound by commercial pacts to houses Galeatis, Ortina, Drotus, and... There is a dark blue knot tightening on your neck, Lord Captain. I can see my reply is not satisfying your thirst for knowledge. What is it you desire to hear exactly?
You personally, not your family.
You wish to know about me? I suppose I can help you with that. What would you like to know?
Life on the station.
My stay on the station was wholly dedicated to preparing me for my future duty. Astromancy, astrography, numerology, the histories of my house and the Imperium, as well as other disciplines. For many years, dozens of instructors tirelessly prepared me for my destiny. And once a year, Great Regent Alronto would come to the station. He would entrust his beautiful vessel to my command, so that I could master the practical aspects of our art as well.
Huh.
The Regent gave me a bird from a sunlit planet once. I tried to befriend it and make it sing, but for some reason, it refused and died soon after. The instructors were too respectful of my duty to my house to waste precious time on idle chatter. Aside from them, there were only servants on the station, and you know they have their vocal cords removed, so they cannot break their vow of silence. And since the subject has been breached, Lord Captain, why do you not follow this honored tradition? Your decks are so garish. Apologies, I meant noisy. The rabble don't just chatter. Sometimes they shout and even sing. Why do you allow such a lack of restraint? Rogue traders are highborn, are they not?
The practice of depriving servants of the voice is not particularly widespread outside of House of Celio. I like the noise people make here. It makes it feels like many people. Depriving servants of the voice is not particularly widespread outside of House of Rosilio. Duty of every ruler to look after his subjects. I'll go that route.
Your words sound amazingly blasphemous. If a ruler's duty dictates the need for violence, would dispensing it not be their responsibility? I will contemplate your answer in solitude.
Okay,
You will hear no objection from me, Lord Captain.
I need to get out of here because I'm running out of time.
Your company.
At
Thank you
26
for the
minutes, I haven't gotten
conversation.
anywhere. Alright, and dialogue. I guess we're not going to do that this session. Who else have I got to talk to? Abelard.
Lord Captain,
Do you know anything about those things?
It is wise for a rogue trader to have caches where they can safely store important information. And utterly unwise to share the coordinates of such caches with anyone. Even one's most trusted associates.
Okay.
I'm afraid I do not know how to find the caches, but I can offer some help. Your predecessor used this numeric code to deactivate certain defense systems in her service. If I know Lady Theodora as well as I think, then I'm quite certain that she left her caches well guarded. In that case, this code will be useful to you.
Okay. That's good. Did I just get something? Okay, I still need to talk to Abelard. I had another question for him. Got another
Lord
question for you.
Captain.
What gift would you give to the girl you like?
I used to give Genusian lilies to the girl I liked, but the species long since extinct. Now it lives only in my memory. Ask someone else, your lordship. I am too old to remember how to charm young ladies.
You may call me by my first name if you wish.
I thank you for the honor, but I must decline. As a former military officer, I believe in the importance of order in all things, including the chain of command. You are the Lord Captain, my direct superior. I am not prepared to address you in any way other than as regulation dictates.
Is there anything here?
A noble aspiration, Lord Captain. I am ready to acquaint you with all the particulars that interest you.
Okay, outline the Koronus Expanse for me?
This is a topic for an official briefing, not a casual conversation. But I will try to answer succinctly. And if you permit, in my own words. The Koronus Expanse is considerably removed from the heart of the Imperium. This means that local warp routes become useless within months. Established pathways are regularly subject to attacks from all kinds of rabble. And in the only major port, the Imperium's frigates find themselves moored alongside pirate vessels.
Yeah.
Until recently, the Koronus Expanse could hardly have been called a region of the Imperium. The situation has changed with the arrival of the Lord Inquisitor, but not by much. This place operates under its own rules, you see. More radical, so to speak. But ones that allow for a non-standard approach where there is a promise of victory. The Koronus Expanse is considered rogue trader territory for a reason. Only rogue traders have sufficient military might, audacity, and the rights granted them by the warrant to survive the leap into the unexplored part of the Expanse, and in the event of a successful outcome, to hold on to whatever they manage to capture on the frontier.
Okay, who are the main players?
In the first instance, you should treat official representatives of the Imperium with respect. The Expanse may be on the fringes, but it still numbers among the territories of the Golden Throne. The arrival of the Lord Inquisitor has turned the Koronus Expanse into a less wild and uncontrolled region, to the regret of some individuals who had grown inured to the local lawlessness. Rogue traders such as yourself are also servants of the Imperium. They have been accorded special rights and powers. They wield immense authority within their territory, and they enjoy absolute respect in other parts of the Expanse. The most powerful of them are Kalagos Winterscale and Incendia Bastal Chorda. Tread carefully when dealing with either of them. If we are to speak of unclaimed territory, which is what Footfall is, among the scum that dwells on that handful of asteroids, there are 3 factions that wield considerable influence in the sector. The first is the Kazbala Commission, organized crime in its most primitive form. It holds sway over the Liege of Footfall, and has links to rogue trader Winterscale. The second faction is an offshoot of our shining ecclesiarchy, followers of St. Drusus. They are actively building their forces, and hold influence over rogue trader Chorda. And finally, the third faction, the Explorators, a wing of the Adeptus Mechanicus. They are willing to die and kill for the secrets of the ancient technological heresies that are hidden among the stars of the Koronus Expanse.
Okay, and what about Conrad?
You know, Lord Captain, I am no admirer of fine art. But when we next find ourselves in a civilized port, with time to spare, I will promptly find an artist and commission a portrait of the individual to whom you refer, with a hole between the eyes. Conrad Voigtveer. That he committed his treachery and escaped with his life was an unforgivable oversight. We both served Lord Captain Theodora for many years, and we never saw eye to eye. He was brash. He was never afraid of assuming responsibility, and he willingly took on difficult tasks. I am loath to admit it, but the Von Velatius Protectorate continues to reap the fruits of his labors to this day. His service always garnered my respect. But everything else about him made me want to wring the neck of that two-faced snake. If you are taking comfort in the thought that we will hear no more of Conrad, prepare to be disappointed. You thwarted his plans, his meticulously plotted and nurtured treachery. He is sure to attempt to strike at you, and he will use his contacts and knowledge of the Protectorate to do so. The only question, Lord Captain, is whether you will be able to anticipate his next steps.
Okay, enough of that.
As you wish, Lord Captain.
Okay,
Lord Captain.
Okay, I'm done talking to him. Asked her. She said jewelry. She said a poem. He says, I don't know. Idira. Let's go talk to Idira, and then we'll talk to... what's his name? That'll be this session. Bloody heck. Where are you at, Idira? Well, manager stares straight ahead, her eyes vacant as she rubs an implant on her temple. Collar is undone and one of the clasps on the verge of falling off. Your friend Idira turns her head toward you and offers a crooked smile, even as her eyes look right through you. What kind of gift could I give Jay, do you think? This is pretty straightforward.
Well, it would have to be something that screams, look how much the rogue trader loves me, in the faces of everyone she meets. Like a fabulous gown beyond anything that even the noble women of Dargonus can acquire. A princess of smugglers would love the opportunity to rub the nobility's noses in her newfound privileges.
You had a very short answer set by the broken lens.
It was just my nerves playing up. Something about our little saint doesn't sit right with me, and I trust my gut. Oh sure, she seems straight as an arrow and as predictable as a hangover after drinking. But when I look at her, something about her makes my brain itch. After that conversation, I tried to listen to what was being said about her. Beyond the door, what I heard was strange. Blood in her past, twilight in her present, and something like a star leading her. But where is it leading her? I saw several roads, and all of them frightened me.
And what does it all mean?
If I knew, I would have told you. Hearing things clearly requires cooperation from the other person, you know. But that cobra just hisses and spits its venom at me. I don't trust her one bit. It certainly wouldn't hurt. I'll keep a watch on her too. If only I knew what it meant. Maybe it means danger for her. Or maybe danger coming from her.
Does she know anything about him?
Not a clue, Lord Captain. I don't know who Lady Theodora would have told about a thing like that, but it definitely wasn't me. Why would you whisper that to me now? Why? Lord Captain, I don't know anything about Cassia's or Lady Theodora's secrets, but the voices...
Oh.
The voices have just reminded me about something. I was once given the chance to try some real wine. Lady Theodora gave me some. Not just any old synthetic booze, but her favorite plonk. She always drank it in her palace. It was golden in color, and its name was Flame of Purity. A silly name, but the flavor was so intense, and like nothing I'd ever tasted before or since.
Flame of Purity.
Apologies. It's probably not important, but I don't know anything more than that.
Flame of Purity. That's gonna be a phrase or something I have to remember, and I'm gonna forget. Okay, Flame of Purity. Okay, I think I'm done.
Of course. Always at your service. Whenever you need me.
Okay, and then the only one to talk to is Heinrichs, and then we'll close this up. Heinrichs, where are you? Dude, where are you at? You're here. Or maybe we should save it for next time. Yeah, I'm at 38 minutes. Let's save it for next time. If you like what you see, hit the thumbs up button. Really like to see you go ahead and subscribe, hit the notified bell. Be notified, upload videos, and schedule streams. We're just trying to figure out what's going on around here. So far, I've got a gown, a poem, and jewelry. That's things to give Jay. I have no idea. Supposed to be a clue there, but I'll have to try and figure it out. Anyway, I'm Dren608. Until we meet again, stay safe, and bye-bye.